Hey guys, Colby here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today I was doing artifact enhancement event to get the fragments needed for the fusion, and while I was doing it I thought, okay, this would be a good idea for a video since I was doing it quite efficiently. Now that I'm free to play, since I haven't spent it in quite a while, I'm trying to conserve as many of my resources as possible, but I also still go for almost the maximum rewards. I think I still haven't finished this. This is why I started recording, so I can finish it for the video. I need about 600 more points. So I'll give you some of the biggest tips that you need to have in your mind when you're doing these events, when you're upgrading your artifacts when this time comes, either for a fusion, for a fragment collection, for whatever reason that you need to be upgrading your items. And you want to be as safe as possible with the silver that you have, because it's very difficult to farm. And if you're a whale, you're not watching this video. If you're free to play, low spender, then you have issues with silver. You've thought of it already. How can I take some silver? Then yeah, this is for you. So let's have a look. First things first on how the artifact enhancement event is looking out for me, and then we'll go to the tips. I got all of these rewards, and the points haven't changed for a long time since we had the 6-star items added to the game. We didn't have this change to the way that the event works, because the 6 stars now give you more points to upgrade them. It makes more sense to upgrade those over anything else if you've got them, but of course there's a higher chance for you to get the lower level rank items compared to the 6 stars, so that's why they give more points. And of course they're more expensive. So like, one of the tips I'll give you today is it's more expensive to rank up the 6 stars compared to a 1 star. But in most of the cases, for any player out there who is still trying to beat, let's say, the dungeons, if you are, let's say, starting out the game, you are beating Dragon Dungeon. If you're beating anything higher than stage 13 of the Dragon, you're getting 4-star items still, but you still have a chance for 5 stars and 6 stars. Unfortunately, guys, you gotta start selling your 4 stars. If you're beating anything above stage 13, your 4 stars do not have any value anymore. I know that they fill up your inventory and it's cool to look at them. Some of them might be even legendary quality. Even those are not worth it. Let's go and have a look at my account, and you'll see that I don't even have any 4 stars. I'll probably have some equipped on champions that I forgot about, but overall I try not to have any 4-star items, and I've been playing for so long that some of them might be forgotten. But let's have a look. I do have some equipped on these epics that I haven't used for so long, and I don't plan on removing it since that costs some silver. But start selling your 4-star items. You don't need them. Those will give you some silver, and not even much silver. That's another big problem, comparing that to the price needed to upgrade that 4-star item to 16, comparing the benefit from the upgrade and also the stats that you get. So have that in mind when you're upgrading items, that the 4 stars will be easily overtaken by the 5 stars and 6-star items that you might get in the future. So don't even bother taking them to 16. That's another tip for you guys. The next one is which ones to upgrade first. Okay, the artifact enhancement event is fresh and it just started. You got some excitement because you know you've got gear, you've been saving that, you've been saving your silver, and you think, okay, let's start upgrading my gear. I'm gonna start with my accessories. I really want to get those banners level to 16. No, that's one of the mistakes that you're doing. The banners, unless they are legendary, will only give you some benefit with the maximum amount of cost. Any of the accessories has the higher cost than comparing that to the artifacts in terms of upgrading. So getting a ring upgraded to, let's just say, level 12 will have an average cost of whatever, but comparing that to the artifacts, where artifacts take about 120 to 250,000. If you're unlucky, this took me 700,000 just like that to take it to 12. The cost is insane, and you should be starting out with your normal artifacts first and only do the accessories upgrades if you have an upgrade in mind. Okay, something that will totally change your teams. Let's say your clan boss team, your arena team, something that you use every day, and it will indeed be an upgrade. If it's something that you'll need to do just so that piece is level 12 but still in your inventory and not on your champions, don't do it. Go to your artifacts first and start upgrading those, because those will not only be cheaper, but they'll also have an easier place for many of your champions, and not just faction specific, because accessories are also faction specific. You've got 14 factions. Comparing that to gear, which is not locked, limited to the factions. So already you're getting more benefit out of one piece of gear by getting that to 12. You know, okay, that is a critical damage glove. Whatever it rolls, it will be worth to equip it on, let's say, somebody that needs a little bit of speed and all of that. So you'll have that in mind. It's going to be of a bigger value to you for cheaper the cost, and also will be giving you the same amount of points, because if you remember, the artifact enhancement event doesn't give more points for the accessories, comparing those to artifacts. The next one is, if you still want to do the artifacts over the accessories over artifacts, you can go with a very cheap route of just, okay, I've got this ring, let me just take it to 4 first. Let's see, to 4, it rolled HP percent. Depending on how strict you are with your gear, you stop right there and you sell it. If you're not so strict, you go to level 8. Boom, what did we get? Attack percent. Me personally, I would have stopped from the first roll, but this is just an example. If you're even less strict with your gear, you go to level 12. If it doesn't get defense, this is such a bad piece of item already. It's a defense with a defense percent. This is like the base values of gear cleansing, is that for the defense ring, you're looking for a defense percent. And of course, this depends. If you're just starting out, you barely have any accessories, and it's going to be very hard to farm them. I understand that, but you're thinking for the long term. I've spent, what, 310,000 now to take this to level 12. It's already damaging a little bit my pocket. What would be good is to, okay, I didn't get the upgrades that I wanted, I go and sell it. Don't keep it. There's no reason to get 80,000 back. We didn't recover the full cost because I got it to 12. In a different example, what I would have done is if I rolled it to 4, it didn't get the HP percent, let's say, boom, I stopped there. Whatever that cost was, very little, like, can't remember the number there, but I'm gonna go back and sell it for 80,000 almost, and get an actual net benefit in terms of silver value compared to before. That is only like to my cases, which is very, very strict in terms of upgrading the artifacts. If not, you go to 8 and you follow the same thing. This is an HP with an HP percent. This is obvious that it's good. It's even good to try to take it to 12. Boom, look at that, triple roll. It's actually a very, very nice ring to equip on somebody that needs HP, and that's how you get your upgrades also. But for me, it's gonna stay in the inbox. This is all for the video at this point. And you do the same thing with all the pieces of gear. Depending on how much time you have, you can go to the 1 stars and start doing it on those. I mean the level 1s, not the 1 stars, and you start upgrading them. Unfortunately, I don't have that many unleveled pieces of gear on my account to showcase this. I have more accessories than anything else because I'm very selective with gear after I farm it. Yeah, there is some gear right here, and what I usually do is to keep my inventory at all times at a good place, is that I sell them immediately as I get them, and I only keep the good parts, and sometimes I even upgrade them right on the spot. That's what I used to do, at least when I would buy packs for energy. Now that I don't, I should be saving those and upgrading them when the time comes. Another big thing to consider when upgrading artifacts is that the quality of the gear does not matter if it's a rare, if it's an epic, if it's a legendary. But of course, what you should be doing is go legendaries first and then go down the list. The reason for that is that those legendaries would have a much higher value if you take them to 16, comparing that to a rare item or an epic item where their value only goes to rank 8 and 12 for the epics. But legendaries, if you take them to 16 and you get the best rolls that you're looking for, you get the maximum amount of value. It doesn't change anything in terms of the amount of points that you get if you go for legendaries, but the amount of silver spent for what you get is higher when you start legendaries first. What I usually do is I go here when there's an artifact enhancement, go to my 6 stars, click on the, well, now we've got the mythic, so I click the mythics as well. So I click on these 2 buttons here, the legendary and the mythic button, and that unlocks all my items that have the highest value possible for me to do. Most of these are level 16, as you can see, because I do upgrade a lot of my gear and I keep it. But if I have some gear that is not level 16, and that's usually stone skin and protection, which I leave on purpose, not upgraded, because I want to upgrade them when the time comes. And also I usually get those mostly when the reset comes, and I get all my Hydra chests from the 3 Hydra bosses that I beat. So let's give this as an example. This is a protection set. This will give me the most amount of benefit from the defense percent on this protection piece of gear. It can possibly roll 4 times on defense percent, and that will be huge for an item like that. Let's roll it immediately to 12, and boom, we don't get anything. And you might think, okay, coldbrew, you can actually still go for this because this is considered like a double roll. Yeah, you're right, but this is gonna cost me way more to take it to 16. So from 40 million that I have right there, I'm probably dropped to 39 if I'm reasonably lucky. So I'm gonna stop there and consider that in the future if I'm making a build that really requires defense and very high defense values together with the protection set bonus. But for now, I'll leave it there. In general, when I gear cleanse other people's accounts, I don't do it so much on my account because I use a lot of gear that is lower range than maximum possible, because I do some average builds to make it more accessible to everyone. So that's why I usually keep items such as this one that you see right here equipped on Ray. Although I have it equipped, usually when you're looking at your items, if you're much more in the end game, this does not look like a good piece of epic to hold. The reason for this is because it doesn't have any speed. It only has critical rate, which benefits the set that you're equipping. So upgrading this item doesn't make sense if you got only one crit rate roll there. If it looks like this, like 1 1 1 in terms of upgrades, that's kind of the worst case scenario for an item to keep for the long term, and also to upgrade it to 16. The reason that I upgraded is because the critical damage bonus that I get from this set was valued more for me, for the champion that I would equip it, which would be a nuker. If I have a lot of nuker champions, which I do have, I would get a more benefit out of this than just selling it and just getting some of that value back, or from that 1 million silver that I would you know, save from not upgrading it. So you have to understand that there's different needs for a player who is more end game, mid game, lower in terms of which items to upgrade. Remember, because this button exists, this one right here, the instant upgrade, doesn't mean that you should be going to level 16 immediately. So I think that's going to be the final tip, which is the easiest way to save silver is to not go immediately for the rank 16, because you can actually now take a step back, see the item. Let me just find one item. Take a step back and consider your choices for each bracket of upgrades that you get. Wow, I don't even have an unleveled item here to show. This is so hard. Let's see, do I have a single item on level to show this? It's gonna be probably easier to go to artifacts to do this. Yeah, let's go to this one. So it will be much easier for you guys to just go level 4. Do I get the upgrade that I wanted? No. Level 8. Do I get the upgrade that I wanted? If the answer is no again, you should stop and sell it. Do not go and click 16 and boom, click that button. It's going to be a big chunk off your silver. You get the points. You're going to see the points in your screen, but it doesn't make sense to do that. You might still get bad upgrades, and you're going to have an item that is sitting there that you're going to be thinking, why did I upgrade this to 16? When did I upgrade this to 16? I should have just saved that silver instead. I should have used it on something else. So that was for this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you have a much easier time now using your silver for these artifact enhancement events. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.